thanks to Business World for having us here. My name is Ashish Arora, and I work with an organization called ESRI, Environment Systems Research Institute. We work with location intelligence platforms. When you talk about supply chain and supply chain management, I've been listening to a lot of sessions prior to this, and I was very happy to hear this word, where are my assets? Where are my challenges? Where are my people? Where are my goods? Where are my contractors, right? Location, intelligence, analytics, and location data helps with understanding and solving a lot of challenges with where, you know. And then interestingly, in India specifically, this was not being used and being utilized, though we've been helping global supply chain mammoths like FedEx and UPS since years, for the simple reason that location data was not open in public domain. And as an organization, 26 years in India, we've been evangelizing with government. 2021 is when the National Geospatial Policy was released. And now every private organization has free and open access to government and elsewhere location data, starting with your simple boundaries to roads, to streams, to land use, to demographics, you know. So now, rather than retrofitting, I would say, this is the right time to reinvent the classic legacy supply chain algorithms. And we've already started doing that with a lot of organizations. With that, we have a very, very interesting and esteemed panel here. I will start the discussion with Mr. Hitesh. Since at Daikin, it's a very, very complex mix of supply chain with, different materials moving in, moving out, inbound, outbound, multiple countries, multiple ways of, logistics. So what was your experience in terms of managing all of that? And I'm sure you would be working with multiple organizations and multiple technologies. So what's your experience with, and how, location helped?
Yeah. Hello, good evening, everyone. First of all, thank you very much, for giving us opportunity to share our thoughts, what experience we are having. And I really, appreciate, the patience which you have since morning to evening, you're sitting here. And really, it's a great event. I will just share one experience basically over whatever I've learned in so many companies and currently what we are doing. We are basically trying a broader picture. We are trying to connect our raw material suppliers directly to the consumer. So it means even if we talk only about the farm fresh in terms of vegetables and fruits, we want that even consumer durable or any product which is being delivered to the consumer, he should have a touch base. That where my material is coming from, what is the lead time. We try to educate our customer. So what we are trying our RM suppliers which are across the globe, to connect on the same platform where they have a connectivity first level directly to our factory. So the lead time, the actual raw material, what they want to procure, what they want to keep, their manpower cost, their logistics cost, their warehousing cost, we keep in mind so that they don't spend over. And we give them the real feedback, and we try to connect with the system like EDI, CSN, and NXM, many more systems which we are developing. And the benefit of that is that there is no leakage or any kind of data duplicacy. So what they are producing, when they produce, immediately we get to know that yes, this material is ready for the pickup well in advance, and we plan accordingly on the backwards. So we align our forwarders, our CHAs, on the same platform by giving them the access of the same portal or same, transparency, so that they can plan and very well with the supplier. And once they pick up the material, once they put it on the ship, we get to know that material is already on the ship. And the same is with supply chain, same is with the sales planning as well as with the factory. So everyone knows when the raw material has left from there, by when it is going to reach and what is the lead time of production. And finally, once it is produced, it reaches to my port and to the factory. From factory, it is again connected through our internal systems to our regional sales people. So they also get to know that, okay, the material is already being produced today, and the material is going to get dispatched, maybe the lead time 6 days, 7 days, or 5 days. Based on that, our logistics team, they plan their vehicle availability, manpower availability in the warehouses. And subsequently, we give that information to the dealer as well in advance, right? Once we get the information from the factory, on the same portal, they pass it on that information to the dealers. So dealers further take the advance orders, confirmed orders from their customers before season. Okay, I will be able to give you in 15 days this particular material, you give me the advance. So that's how we try to maximize sales, which definitely impact our logistics cost. If we have more sales, definitely, we are going to have less cost. So this is what, we are trying. And further, once the material is dispatched to the customer from our sales, automatically emails and phone messages, they go to the customer. So customer also knows through the transporter module that, okay, I am getting this material next 3 days. Further, he can confirm, he can take advance money from the end customer. So once end customer knows, okay, this material started from Japan or from China or from Thailand 21 days ago or 30 days ago, and finally I am going to get the finished good in my home delivered, and same information is passed on to service team as well, parallelly. So idea is that everyone is aligned on the same platform. So classic example is a metro. Whenever you travel in a metro, you know the station. So everything is blinking. It's basically a geolocation, when your, station is going to come, when you have to get down. So you can plan your time accordingly. So I just learned, I've been to Japan recently, I learned a classic thing, they don't talk to each other, they don't ask anyone what is the time. They are so calculative, even 30 seconds, they calculate that 30 seconds will take by walking from one platform to another platform, and they can give the timings to the end, destination, and they reach on time. This is my experience, recent experience. So it is actually supply chain is on everything, right? You get up in the morning, so you plan your supply chain, you manage your time, by what time I'll be reaching office, and you back calculation. That definitely saves indirect cost, detention cost, your overhead cost. You can negotiate better with the containers. You can give advance money, and you can pick up the advance containers in time, and subsequently you can negotiate with the local transporters. So this geolocation, basically, it's such a wonderful thing to have it. It's lovely to have that such kind of portals where 5, 6 of portals are connected to on a single platform. So we need to actually, experience this. It's very interesting. I'm finding it very interesting and challenging as well, because a lot of departments are involved. You have to make them sync, make them educate. So this is what is my experience. I've just chalked it out. Thank you.
Thanks, Hitesh. So often we say in our industry, in the GIS industry, that location often connects everything, right from small documents to people to different systems. And that's what Daikin has been doing, especially in a context of multiple countries, multiple nationalities, multiple technologies with multiple contractors. Now coming to Shonik, a very different supply chain game with matrices. And I'm sure with the countrywide presence, you would be handling voluminous data. And when I say data, a point to be noted, my lovely audience, would be when we say data, your customer data, your franchise dealer data, it's all location enabled. And a lot of supply chain challenges can be looked at in a very different way. And the solutions can be very obvious, but they come up on a map. So what was your experience? And if you can really highlight on the importance of your own data and ancillary demographic location data, if you have that implementation or that vision, I think that will help everyone here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. A good evening to all of you. I know it's been a long day. And while I represent a company called Sleepwell, and we love to make people sleep comfortably, but obviously not for this forum. I would request all of you to remain awake because this is going to be an interesting session. Now, I'll just, divide supply chain into two parts, right? I mean, one is before COVID and one is after the Black Swan event, that is COVID. I think COVID has made each one of us very impatient, right? I mean, we don't have the patience. People can say it's a VUCA world, everything is changing rapidly, but in nutshell, we need everything as of yesterday, right? There's so much of technology that has come into our life. You know, we keep tracking and tracing our materials. We keep tracking and tracing anything we order from Amazon, from Flipkart, of the world, Express Bs, you name it. And then, you know, there's a tracking that is happening all across, all day, all night, every time. Now, it is putting a lot of pressure on supply chain, of course. And our product being a voluminous product, it's very, very difficult to transport that product from one place to another. Yes, we've got factories all across the country. We've got consumers all across the country, and there's a complete distribution network that's working for us. And we deliver about 74% of our material within 24 hours across the country. I mean, that's the commitment that we have with our customers to ensure everybody sleeps well, everybody, you know, has a good sleep every night, night after night. Now, coming to locations specifically, I think it's very, very important, and that's where over a period of last 2 years, 2.5 years or so, I think we've started putting in a lot of focus, because now with, you know, location data is available, we analyze which are our high selling markets, which are our low selling markets, which products are selling in which particular markets, how can we better those products, how can we improve and enhance our customer experience by, you know, rolling out a direct to consumer channels, direct to consumer supply chain to enhance the end consumer, you know, experience of having a mattress delivered to his place, right? Then there is a lot of business that we do on the foam side of it, and that's also very, very location centric. It is dependent on where, you know, a lot of automobile suppliers are. It's also dependent on where the shoe manufacturers are, and it's also dependent on where the garment manufacturing is happening, because foam is again integrally used across multiple products. So having the locations available, having the locations where which market is doing well, which consumer wants what kind of a product, you know, it has helped us enormously in customizing our product. It has also helped us in getting closer to the customer, closer to the consumer. A lot of new investment, new factory that we are putting up is closer to where the demand centers are. All this would not have been possible if we would not be having the exact data, exact geo, lat long available for all our customers, all the markets, all the micro markets. And the country across for us is divided into 2,500 micro markets. So it's a complex supply chain. I have at any point of time about 350 containers plying all across the country, carrying material worth crores of rupees day in and day out. We've got dedicated containers that take care of about 70% of our loads, and we've got GPS enabled fleet. We've also deployed D2C vehicles having GPS enablement for a best-in-class customer experience. And we are still developing. It's just that, you know, this particular process is still in a medium stage. There's still job to be done. There's still job happening on it day in and day out. But the bottom line is we're trying to bring everything into a digital canvas to ensure that, you know, everything gets recorded, everything gets, you know, reviewed and gets improved. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Shonik. So I think the challenge which I think everybody needs to maybe have a thought around is a fleet of 350 vehicles carrying merchandise on Indian roads picking up merchandise from different warehouses, and I would assume more than 500 destinations, or
About 1100 destinations.
so when you do the math, the simple permutation combination, there are millions of possibilities you can plan that logistic, right? How do you optimize it? With parameters like which one is overweight, which one is over height, driver dynamics, specific area dynamics, octri, tolling, where to stop. So that's where location intelligence and analytics comes in and does it with ease, right? Now, you also mentioned a D2C kind of arrangement. So talking about D2C, yeah, you want to add something?
So D2C we've just launched in a couple of metros.
Yeah.
Yeah, Delhi being one of them. And that is for a premium range of mattresses to ensure that our customers have that delight. You know, there's a beautiful Sleepwell vehicle that will come and deliver to your house. The delivery boys would be wearing Sleepwell uniforms. And, you know, they'll ensure that they place the mattress, they unpack the mattress, they place the mattress on your bed with a bed cover on it. And then it's up to you.
So customer experience.
Yeah, customer experience.
Yeah.
And it's and it's from a slightly premium segment of Sleepwell mattresses. And we've just done it in South Delhi, and the response has been fantastic. We plan to roll it out across NCR region. We've done it in Chandigarh. Again, the response has been fantastic, and it's a developing story, of course. Now with Kurlon finally getting acquired by Sleepwell, I'm sure both the top brands across the country are going to come together, and there's going to be a lot of amalgamation, a lot of good work that's going to happen, typically on the manufacturing and the supply chain side of it.
Yeah, so in Delhi, South Delhi and Chandigarh are very obvious choices, but then where to open up next? What are my demographics? What are the spending patterns? Where is my competition? That's where again location comes in, right? Coming to D2C, I'll now move over to Dipayan. A pure D2C play, and I'm sure a lot of last mile supply chain challenges. What's your experience been?
So picking up from sleeping well, so I'm into the business of making people click well and talk well. So I belong to a company called as SangeethaMobiles.com. It's a company that's based out of Bangalore, and talking about it a bit, because we have a network of 800 plus retail stores and a turnover of around 4,000 crores. It's a pretty big company and not known to a lot of people here. And talking about the serviceability of pin codes across India, which is about 20,000 odd pin codes, we have service to about 6,700 pin codes since this time we started e-commerce as a platform for us. So I have always been part of the organizations like Madaan, Flipkart in my past experiences, and I joined Sangeetha in the month of May, and here is a different challenge that we're going to solve. And the challenge is about pure play demographics, keeping the network of our stores into the picture, and fulfillment at the earliest time, right? So our biggest USP is across all the locations where we have our network of stores, you can order a phone and it can get delivered to you within 2 hours, right? Now how location intelligence plays a big role. There are segmentations that you can do. There are demographics that you can really play on. And there can be areas, can I really foray into the future where I can deliver a phone within 1 hour? But the question is, would you need a phone in 1 hour? Maybe, may not be. There is always a demand. India is a very tricky market. And we have 2 gentlemen next to me who have been in the industry for quite a long time. And I'm not from a supply chain background, but more from a business and an operations background. So my view of using the data points or the data sets is solely around how do we create a hyper-personalization journey for every user. So here I'm representing all of you, not the B2B side of the business, but the consumer side of the business. And my take is that how can I offer you convenience and eliminate anxiety from your life, right? So that is what I would be really focusing from a D2C perspective. And in the previous discussion, there was a PR play discussion about OTIF and on time in full, right? And sorry, I don't remember the panelist's name, but he was pure play talking about the fact that how important is it to deliver on time. So you order a product, you want to see all activities that is happening to a particular product. Everyone here has a phone, or everyone here uses a D2C website for their own convenience, right? And here we are talking about connecting the manufacturer to the last mile consumer. Here we are talking about certain personalization in certain areas. So from my perspective, it is always about using the data sets, creating hyper-personalization, creating those value additions for you as a consumer, and helping you with a better state of mind and creating a better value of the brand that you believe in. And also, from a business standpoint, I think it helps us expand new markets. So we have been a South-only player. We have now forayed into Gujarat, and hopefully we will come to this side of the world as well. Yes, I think that's my initial thoughts on this.
I'll just add to my friend. So now, on a lighter side, you can buy a mobile in 2 hours, and then you can order and get a Sleepwell mattress in 1 day, and maybe in 1 day you can get an air condition also. So I think you will have, your life is fulfilled. So phone, mattress, and air condition, and your life can be much easier. So I'll definitely ask my friend after this meeting that if he can deliver my Daikin air condition also in 2 hours. So that will be great. Even I'll give him 5 hours. So that will be great.
Yeah, interesting. Just while you were talking, Dipayan, slightly digressing from the subject, but then, are you also into, so when you are, let's say when you are trying to expand in a new market, let's say Northern India, do you also look at targeted marketing in terms of which areas, where should we look at, talking about our brand awareness, and that question is for everyone actually. So what's that kind of play when it comes to geospatial?
Yeah, I think the market is still in play, right? We are not present physically. Now, let's talk about the biggest shopping event in the country. We all know what that is. It's the Big Billion Days and the Amazon Great Indian Shopping Festival. And I think reportedly they have done something about 70,000 crores in 5 days. During that period, not the 5 days, sorry, for the entire festive period. And it's massive. They sold about 4 lakh units of iPhones in the first 2 days. I mean, it's crazy. We are not able to sell 100 even a day. So the point is, the market is there. And I think the way customers respond are very different. What happens when we have a brand which is not existing physically in a place where it is never known or no one has heard about it? A physical identity is very critical. And that would, ideally be at a place where everyone else is present. I mean, I would not open up a store in a mall if High Street is where it works the best, right? Should I have a visibility in a, I don't know about Delhi that well, Delhi NCR that well. But if I talk about Bangalore, I mean, I'm okay to have a store in MG Road, right? Because people would be there, right? Central Bangalore, HSR layout, that's the nice place for me to have a visibility and then create a campaign around it. Your digital and non-digital can both be, correlated to each other and then create that identity in a way or other. That's my take on this.
I'll just add, see, this is about the mobiles, but even if you take a bigger consumer durable products, for example, air condition, I'll talk majorly about air condition, VRVs or SA or PAs, which you find. So generally what our team does, what intelligence they do in terms of geo tracking or maybe the area, they try and check where 1 BHK houses are being built, where more students are staying, where more colleges are there, where they would require only 1 ton AC or 0.8 ton air condition. So we map that market. Subsequently, we go to the prime area where people have large villas, or maybe, they have industrial areas, So where we map what is the industry size there, what new industries are coming there. Similarly, hotels and real estate, So these are the things which are actually captured, some through intelligence, through data, through mobile phones, or maybe physical, capturing or sellout management actually, So if you see in Mumbai area, basically you will find all small houses, because of such a congested area or, there is land scarcity. So there definitely we bang on and we try and develop a product and we keep that product well in demand. And during the looking at the weather conditions, looking at the seasonality, maybe the festival season, weather conditions, the areas. So these are the things where we collect all the data at one place, and then we map it with our forecast. What forecast our salespeople have given actually, and what is the size of warehouse we need to keep it there. Whether we can deliver it directly from the factory, or we need to deliver it in as a D2C model, or maybe the smaller, 1 unit, 2 units delivery. So accordingly, we map our supply chain or 3PL partners. And if required, like we tie up, we are also coming with the D2C, maybe February we will launch it. So you can order an AC also, like from D2C portal, which will be going in the same mechanism, hassle-free, for a customer. So answer to your question is that this data is very, very important. And believe me, we have seen that, once you have this data cleansing and you have a complete tracking, you can save easily, like if I talk about cost, about 10% of the cost which you are spending. So this is what we want to say, that optimizing logistics cost, satisfying customer, delivering in time, less damages, and more satisfaction and repeat orders. So this is what like our main motto. We work on that very closely, and we take feedback even from our warehouse people. So we don't leave any people like, where they are staying. You can see nowadays, even smaller area, nothing will be there, but there is AC and dish antenna, or, TV. These are the things, refrigerator, these we will find in the smallest house in our country. So there is a huge scope. That's what we are trying. We look forward in 2025, maybe 3 times the air condition market, if I talk about my own market, 3 times what we are today. If we are having a 10 million market today, we are looking at 30 million market in 2026-27. That's what we are aiming, and we have opened a new factory in Siri City. It's a beautiful place, not only for I think most of the companies have gone there. So if anyone has not visited, you can go and see. It's a wonderful, how our country is growing, how our government is focusing. 55% of air condition will be produced in Siri City. So you just imagine a small town where no one knew about it. Now 55% of India's air condition will be produced there.
Ashish, I just wanted to add one element, and I think both of you can elaborate on that. One of the critical aspects of location analytics or any kind of data analytics is how we actually protect our assets better, right? So on fraud monitoring and pilferage control around that. So while we don't face a lot of those challenges, but I'm sure in the larger scheme of things that is going to be very critical.
Yeah, so
So I'll also like to add warranty registration, for example, for a mattress is now happening through a barcode, right? And then from the barcode, we can track and trace which distributor has sold this to which dealer,
backtracking.
and from which dealer to which customer, and which factory produced it, right? The ingredients, the cloth was taken from where, that is the fabric, and the ingredients and the polyol and the TDIs of the world, which were the sources of
What
that.
failed and how it failed.
Yeah. So all those things are very important when we handle the complaint, right? But what I'm coming to is that we have an exclusive network of about 6,000 exclusive showrooms, EBOs, exclusive business outlets. And those have been selling Sleepwell for ages, right? The company is 51 years old, and the business has just been growing at a staggering rate. But there is also stagnation in pockets, right? And that's where it's very, very important that we keep tapping the new locations which are coming in, because all cities are growing. Now there are a lot of new colonies which are coming into the municipal limits, even outside the municipal limits. There are a lot of OYO rooms which are coming, which are getting constructed day in and day out. That's where the scope of growth lies for us, and that's what we are tapping day in and day out. To ensure that as soon as a new hotel is constructed, while it's in the phase of construction, we lock the mattress.
Yeah.
We get the mattress business through them. As soon as a new OYO room or a new colony is getting constructed, we go ahead, and because When do people buy mattresses? People buy mattresses when they are shifting into a new
Constructing a
home.
new, yeah.
That's when they will buy a mattress, and it's mostly last minute thought, right? They'll think about furniture to be procured. They'll think about the woodwork to be done, the paint to be done, but the mattress would be the last thing, you know. So it's important that we have all assortments available across all our dealer network, right? And that's where, you know, a lot of planning
Happens.
you know, in terms of manufacturing, in terms of logistics availability, and in terms of ensuring that the orders get fulfilled happen. Thanks.
Yeah, so I'm understanding the demography in terms of, you know, where the growth is happening and tapping that market. I'll just wrap up in 5 minutes. So talking about all these experiences, I'm sure there are some insights in your minds in terms of how location can help. I'll share a couple of examples in 2 minutes and wrap up. So what's the future? As I said, the policy opened up in 2021 and the data was available. We talked about a lot of success stories, brands like Amazon. I can talk about Ola. I can talk about Swiggy. I can talk about UFO movies. All of them have a GIS division which does R&D and does all this analytics, right? And we're growing. Now, what's the future in terms of supply chain and location-aware solutions? We're doing a pilot in healthcare system for doing a drone-based last-mile delivery. Because healthcare, you need stuff supplied at in minutes at times, right? And the fastest way is a straight line. And with the drone policy being opened up now, location analytics and platforms can help doing it. We're doing a pilot in Hyderabad region right now. We are working with some brands in terms of creating a digital twin of their warehouses internally, inside location, doing pallet management, doing wayfinding, and then automating that with AI. So that, the delivery in terms of urgency is prioritized. So those kind of solutions are being looked at. Some of them are already being implemented elsewhere. Some of them are being done first time in India, right? Thanks again, Business World, for having us here, and thank you, my esteemed panel, for a healthy discussion. A lot of insights I had, actually. Thank you, everyone.